near Chicago. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker and Chicago's Mayor Brandon Johnson say the deployment is unconstitutional and illegal. The Trump administration insists that the Guard is needed to protect federal property and ICE agents conducting activity amid anti-ICE protests.
A new report finds that mandatory training at a California university says that asking so-called transgender identifying men to use the men's bathroom creates a, quote, hostile environment.
The University of California, San Diego gives students a mandatory training that says disagreeing with transgender ideology creates a hostile environment. The training was brought to light in a recent College Fix report. A student sent pictures of the material to the outlet. Other parts of the training say that refusing to call a transgender student by their preferred name is prohibited conduct, something referred to as dead naming. AFN connected with Greg Burt of California Family Council.
Here at the legislature, our representatives are mandating to call the students that they believe one way about sexuality and gender.
He said what's really going on here is mandating students say things they don't believe.
It's compelled speech, and compelled speech by the government is violation of free speech. The government cannot require us to say the things they want us to say on any topic in particular. And so there's going to be lawsuits filed.
He said students should resist. Burt recommended that if someone in California or anywhere comes across a matter like this, they need to just stand.
Commit themselves not to go along to get along. They need to stick to the principles and not lie, not say something they do not believe to be true, even if the government wants you to. They should also call an attorney. There's plenty of attorneys out there willing to defend your freedom of speech.
He said people of faith should ask for a religious accommodation, and the institution requiring you to take the training should be willing to provide it. I'm Bronson Woodruff.
For American Family News, I'm TP.
I'm Margaret in Mississippi, and AFR is the only station I listen to for the news. This is my news source because I know you're Christian-based, and I can trust you, and I enjoy all of the preachers and the commentators and everyone that speaks, and look forward to Learning University on Fridays. I enjoy everything about AFA. Thank you so much, and God bless you all.
Ephesians chapter 3, verse 20 says, God is able to do far more abundantly than anything we can ask or think. It's Share-a-thon on American Family Radio.
Did he move every mountain? Did he part every sea? Yes, he did. So yes, he can.
Call now and partner with AFR at 877-616-2396. That's 877-616-2396. Or give online at afr.net. It's Share-a-thon on American Family Radio.
Welcome back to our fall Share-a-thon. Walker Wildmon here, Rob West. We're going to be with you for the hour. Once again, this is our fall Share-a-thon. Our theme is Yes, He Can, directly out of the book of Ephesians, chapter 3, verses 20 and 21, where it talks about how God can do exceedingly and abundantly more than we can even ask or imagine. That's our theme. It's Fall Share-a-thon. This is our last day, and we have a $200 add-on challenge for the hour, up to $100,000. That's what's going on this hour, so you're going to have your gift added on $200 to it. Every single gift, whether it's $50 or $100 or even $500, whatever gift comes in from you, we're going to add $200 on top of it. We've pulled together roughly $100,000 from generous donors, and we're using this $100,000 to put $200 on top of every single gift for the hour. That's what's going on. That's the challenge that we have this hour. 877-616-2396. 877-616-2396. Rob, we're going to have one or two other type challenges the rest of the day, but this is the last add-on challenge where you have $200 added on. This is the last hour of our Share-a-thon where the $200 add-on challenge will exist. So now's the time to call in.
Yeah, that's exactly right. We need to hear from you this hour. It's the final day of our fall Share-a-thon. We've got $200 added to every gift this hour. It will come and go. So we're just talking about the next 53 minutes. 877-616-2396, afr.net. You know, everything kind of culminates in this hour, Walker, because we've got the $200 add-on challenge. We're in the last afternoon of day 3 of our fall share-a-thon. So this needs to be a big hour. There can't be a single person that is not on the phone here in Phone Central. And then we've got to spill over into the upstairs. We've got to go to the National Call Center.
Yeah.
We've got to be burning up AFR.net. Folks, this is the moment. So if you've been listening, enjoying it, maybe you've been busy this week and you haven't had time, well, would you take 2 minutes right now? We'll add $200 to your gift when you call 877-616-2396, AFR.net. If we look back the last few years, the kind of high watermark, if you will, for this hour is what, about 750 gifts?
Exactly. We got to get 700 calls, 750 donations in the door this hour to really keep up pace to end Share-a-thon strong. Rob's exactly right. Folks, we can do this. We can do 700, 800 calls this hour. We've got the capacity. We got folks here, I'm looking around, ready to take your call.
That's right.
Here's the number, 877-616-2396, 877-616-2396. When you call in, you'll talk to one of our volunteers or our staff members here. It'll take you just about 2 or 3 minutes over the phone to fill your information. If you would rather go over to AFR.net, we've got basically unlimited capacity there at AFR.net. You can key in your gift there. Takes you just about 2 minutes online at AFR.net. Folks, now is the opportunity. If you've been waiting, you've been listening, you've been enjoying the week, AFR.net, 877-616-2396. This is your opportunity to call in and donate. We're listener supported. We're not here without you. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
We rely on listeners who enjoy the programming, who benefit from the programming every single week. We rely on you to call in and donate in our fall share-a-thon in order to stay on the air and to keep things going strong and expand the signal all around the country. Here's the number, 877-616-2396, 877-616-2396. If we can have 25, 50 of you type in AFR.net in your browser, AFR.net in your browser, and fill out the donation form there, we can really maximize our capacity and optimize our giving during this hour. We've got a lot of headway to go through. We need at least 700 calls for the hour. I do want to mention, Rob, what we're going to send you if your gift qualifies. If you give a one-time gift of $150 or more, we're going to send you the brand new 2026 Founders Planner in honor of my grandfather, Don Wildmon. This is a 12-month planner, obviously kicks off in January of 2026. We'll get this to you right in time for the new year. It's got quotes from my grandfather, Don Wildmon. It's got a place to write down your Bible study notes or notes about the day or the month on your calendar. So it's an excellent planner, brand new just for you as we head into 2026. That's if you give a one-time gift of $150 or more for this share-a-thon. If you want to become a monthly partner and donate $30 or more a month, we'll send you the 2026 planner plus the brand new book by Alex McFarland and Bert Harper, 100 Bible Questions and Answers on Prophecy and the End Times. They hit hard-hitting questions about what does the end times look like, what is Bible prophecy. All of this is packed in this 100 Bible Questions and Answers on Prophecy and the End Times by Alex McFarland and Bert Harper, as you hear them on Exploring the Word each weekday. 877-616-2396, 877-616-2396, or AFR.net. Rob, we've been hearing these listener testimonies throughout the week.
Yeah.
And it's abundantly clear that God is using AFR to impact people's lives, to draw them to himself.
There's no doubt about it. And we love those stories. In fact, thank you for writing in, for calling in, for emailing us and sharing those incredible testimonies. We love to hear them. And we know there's countless others because God is at work. His word does not return void. And AFA and AFR are built on the word of God. And so we're going to continue proclaiming truth because we know the gospel changes everything. It's changed your life and ours. And we want to reach more people with the gospel to the ends of the earth. And that's why we're always looking for new methods. I mean, AFR has just recently purchased 2 more radio towers, expanding the terrestrial radio. But on top of that, the app is reaching people, the web is reaching people. We're reaching people through the print resources, the magazine, the studies that are being created, and the documentaries. Like last year, incredible documentary on Don Wildmon's life that was just amazing. And so those are the kinds of things that are happening, plus the cultural engagement, the Bible teaching, all of it happens under the AFA roof, but none of it happens without you. And so that's why during this last day of our Fall Share-a-thon, it is so critical that we hear from you, especially this hour, because for the next 48 minutes, we're going to be able to add $200 to every gift that comes in, no matter the size. $20 to $20, $200 double to $400. This is a generous donor who has said, I will give you $100,000 to be able to add in $200 increments during the 1 Central hour on day 3 of Share-a-thon. That's right now, but it doesn't happen without you. So would you take just a moment and call right now, 877-616-2396. We've got some good energy here in the room. That's good, but we've got plenty more capacity outside this room in our national call center. 877-616-2396, and then absolutely no waiting when you go to afr.net.
You know, Rob, we've got two numbers that really stand out to me this hour. Obviously, we want to hit at least 700 calls.
Yeah.
The only way we hit 700 calls is if you go to 877-616-2396. If you call in at 877-616-2396 and donate, obviously at afr.net, those gifts are going to be counted towards that goal of 700 gifts for this hour. But also this challenge, this $200 add-on challenge, has a maximum kind of cap off at $100,000. So we've got a pool of $100,000 to use as we add on $200 to every gift. So we want to maximize that as well. So let's hit at least 700 calls and at least $100,000 brought in this hour as we're adding on $200 to every single gift that comes in the door. 877-616-2396. 877-616-2396. I want to give a shout out to Melanie in Franklin, Pennsylvania, Lisa in Britt, Iowa, Key in Holbrook, Arizona, Gayla in Clearwater, Kansas, and lastly, Vivian in Dalhart, Texas. So people are calling around from all around the country, from east to west, north to south. AFR is reaching people not just where we have radio stations, but with the AFR app as well. We're reaching people in all 50 states. We have people call in, email us from California, New York, Illinois, everywhere, even places we don't have radio signals. We even hear testimonies of people internationally that are tuning into American Family Radio on the mobile app. So you're helping us reach people. We're listener supported. Without your call, without your donation at afr.net, we're not around. So we need you. 877-616-2396. 877-616-2396. It's our Fall Share-a-thon. This is the last day. So at about 6 p.m. tonight, we're going to jump back into regular programming. You're not going to have to hear Rob and I give out the number every 3 seconds. But no, seriously, we need your help. This is the last day. This is the last opportunity. And so please call us right now. We've got folks ready to take your call, 877-616-2396. And if you want to go over to afr.net in your browser, you can donate there as well.
Let me talk to a few groups of people out there who are listening right now. I want to talk first to those who have never given to American Family Radio. Perhaps you just found the ministry, or maybe you've been listening for years, but you've always thought, someone else is going to take care of that. They reach their goal every year. Let me challenge you. Perhaps this, for the very first time, is your year to say, you know what? I'm going to step into the gap here. I want to be a part of helping to keep this on the air and driving this ministry forward. I believe in it. I appreciate that it's been centered on God's word for nearly 50 years now. And I'm going to take a portion of what God has given me, knowing it all belongs to Him, and I'm going to put it into circulation in God's economy by way of a gift to American Family Radio. If that's you, would you call right now, 877-616-2396. Let me also talk to that person who has a bit more capacity. God has blessed you with an abundance, far more than you need. And you wonder from time to time, I wonder why God has entrusted to me what He has. And I would submit it's in part so you can give, so you can be a part of God's activity, so you can join Him where He is at work, changing lives. And I would say because the gospel is right here at the center of everything we do, that's clearly American Family Association alongside your church and other great ministries. So perhaps you could do a gift right now of $5,000 or $10,000. We put those alongside the gifts of 50 and 100. All of those gifts together make up these goals that we need to try to reach. It's the last day, folks. So whether you're making a one-time gift or a monthly gift, you've been giving for years, or this would be your first time, or you're doing $50 or $5,000, we've got a place for you. And this hour, just for the next 43 minutes, we're able to add $200 to every gift, no matter the size. So this is really when that Widow's Mite gift becomes something that is actually even larger than it would be at face value, because we're adding $200 to every gift. Now, the $200 add-on doesn't happen until you go first.
Yes.
You have to take the first step, so we're going to invite you right now. Would you take 2 minutes and call 877-616-2396, 877-616-2396, or, this is great, just quickly go to afr.net.
When you go out into the economy and into the world, you oftentimes have to pay for goods and services. That's how God created things for us to work and to labor and to serve others. And you go to dinner and you have to pay for it. And you go buy some new shoes for your kids and you have to pay for it. And that's perfectly how the world works, right? We work and we labor so we can have income, so that we can be a blessing to others. But the difference here, folks, is when you turn on the radio, you're not having to key in your credit card information. You're not having to swipe through the credit card machine or pull out some cash and tip us. We're providing AFR 24/7, 365 days out of the year to the entire country and really to the entire world through the app. And it's free. It's 24/7 Christian broadcasting, and you're not having to pay for it. Now, you can donate to help fund it, and that's all we're asking you to do for these 3 days. So be as generous as you can, and this truly does help us continue bringing the life-changing truth of Jesus into the households of individuals and families all around this country. And all they have to do is turn their dial, pull up their mobile app on the AFR app, go to afr.net, and they can get this Bible teaching, these talk shows, these news and commentary programs absolutely free directly into their homes and their cars. 877-616-2396. We need your calls and your donations right now so that we can continue going strong. 877-616-2396. Dozens of you right now type in afr.net and donate. afr.net and donate.
Hi, I'm Bert Harper, co-host of Exploring the Word. During times of difficulty, we need hope. Real hope comes through a personal relationship with God through Jesus Christ. AFR is dedicated to sharing Jesus on every program. Whether it is Exploring the Word, Today's Issues, the Hamilton Corner, or any other program, we make much of Jesus. During this share-a-thon, you can make much of Jesus by making your contribution. Together, we shall share the hope that is in Jesus Christ.
Hi, this is James in Conway, Arkansas. I have relied on AFR for years for news and commentary from a biblical worldview. As a result, I listen to them every day, pray for them each day, and I've been donating at every share-a-thon for over a decade now, and certainly intend to continue with that. I just appreciate you folks. God bless you. Bye.
But I know what kind of God He is, and I'm trusting in His promises. I'm believing, and I'm singing, yes, He can.
Share-a-thon continues on American Family Radio. Call now at 877-616-2396 or give online at afr.net. And thank you for partnering with AFR during Share-a-thon.
All right, welcome back. This is segment number 2 for this hour of our fall share-a-thon. Walker Wildmon, Rob West. This is going to be the last hour that we're going to be with you today. You're going to have some of our other great hosts and personalities with you the rest of the day as we finish out share-a-thon strong. But this hour, we have a $200 add-on special going on, maximizing up at $100,000 total for the hour that we have available to add on to every single gift. $200 will be added on to every single single gift. Let's maximize our time here as it's our fall share-a-thon. It's our last day. We've been letting you know about this opportunity. We've been playing testimony after testimony about how God is using AFR. So the message is clear. The purpose is clear. All that's left for you to do is call in right now and donate. 877-616-2396. 877-616-2396. You can go to afr.net. We do this 3 days in the fall, 3 days in the spring. If you could tell me that I could listen to this share-a-thon for 3 days, and then the rest of the year, up until spring, I get to get 24/7 Christian broadcasting. That's a deal. That's a deal, folks. Yeah. When you look at the small amount of time that we spend focusing in on our fundraiser, it's only 3 days, and we're on the third day. So this is it, folks. 877-616-2396. We need to field at least 700 donations this hour, whether that's phone calls or whether that's online at afr.net. They're all going to be counted towards this total. 877-616-2396. We need about 50 of you right now to go to your browser and just type afr.net. Right there on the homepage, you can fill out your donation form. We've got unlimited capacity there over at afr.net. So let's finish strong. This hour, $200 is being added on to every gift, up to $100,000 for the hour. Let's maximize this time. 877-616-2396, afr.net, afr.net. Rob, we've got people listening, and they're probably either thinking to themselves, somebody else will do it, or maybe I'll do it later. But the reality is, Rob, if everybody thinks that somebody else is going to step up and do it,
that's right.
Then it's likely nobody will. So we need folks to really step up. Just call into the number, go to afr.net, push us through the finish line, and be a part of the AFR team.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, how many times do you do that? I know I do that in my life in certain areas where you just think, somebody else will clean that up, or somebody else will take care of that, or somebody else will support that ministry. Let's not make that true about us today. Let's step into that gap. Let's be the one that goes first and says, you know what, regardless of what others are going to do, and I'm going to pray that there's thousands of others that go with me, but I'm going to take a step. I'm going to be a part of funding this work. AFA and AFR don't happen without you. There's only 3 days we set aside during the fall. This is day 3 of 3, and then we're back to regular programming. So our invitation to you is to step up and help us fund this work. And to give you some encouragement, not only is it the last day, not only is AFA doing more than it's ever done before to reach people with the gospel and engage the culture, but during this hour, for the next 45 minutes, we have a special opportunity. No, 35 minutes now. We have an opportunity to add $200 to every gift right now. Every gift gets $200 added to it, no matter the size. And so this is a time where everybody needs to be, you stop doing what you're doing, take 2 minutes and just call 877-616-2396. The $200 that's added to your gift is not given unless your gift comes first. 877-616-2396. We basically have unlimited capacity here. We've got call centers after call centers, so we're ready for you. 877-616-2396. Plenty of capacity always at afr.net.
Ronald in Greenville, Mississippi has already called in. Rhett in Walker, Louisiana has already called in. Janet in Magnolia, Arkansas. Sue over in Smithville, Mississippi. And then Jonathan in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. I've got another call coming from Doug in Norton Shores, Michigan. So we've got folks all around the country that have already stepped up to the plate. They've already said, yes, I believe in AFR. I believe in what you guys are doing. I benefit from the programming, and I'm going to send you a donation. Those are folks that have already called in. So thank you to all of those over 15,000 that have already stepped up. They've already raised their hand. They've already donated, and they say that, yes, we believe in the work that you guys are doing, and we want to invest in American Family Radio. And so if you haven't done that, now is the opportunity. This is day 3 of 3 of our fall share-a-thon. Our theme is Yes, He Can, pulled directly out of the book of Ephesians, chapter 3, verses 20 and 21, where it talks about how God can do exceedingly and abundantly more than we can ask or imagine. And that's what God does when He saves us from our sin, from ourself, brings us into the household of faith. That in and of itself is a miracle, and that's more than we can even ask or imagine. And if God has used AFR to bless you, some of you maybe even came to Christ by listening to Christian Bible teaching here on American Family Radio or listening to someone share their testimony. Folks, you are impacting lives. Every single one of you that call in and donate, everyone that prays for American Family Radio, you're helping move this message forward, moving this mission forward as we transform culture. 877-616-2396, 877-616-2396. That's the number to call in and donate. I'm listening now. We've got a few phone lines open. There are some calls coming in, but not enough. We've got to get this room loud. We've got to get every single available line ringing. The only way to do that is by calling 877-616-2396. If you're more of an introvert, or maybe you're just very tech savvy and you can easily pull out that smartphone, go over to afr.net and donate. It takes you about 2 minutes. afr.net, fill out the donation form, click submit. $200 is going to be added on to every gift this hour. So this is a great time to call in, great time to go to afr.net. We're going to add $200 on to every single gift for the next 32 minutes. So let's take advantage of it. The maximum pool of money that we have available for this add-on challenge is $100,000. So $200 added on to every gift, up to a grand total of $100,000 available for this hour. So, Rob, we don't need to leave any of that $100,000 on the table.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Now, we need to get real here about where we stand, because basically we're at the bottom of the hour. It looks like, Walker, we're going to have, about 250 calls. So let's just have a family meeting here and just say that unless we double the first half hour, we're not going to get anywhere close to 750.
Correct. Yes, 750 is our goal. Donations for the hour, we're approaching 250. So right now we're averaging about 500 for the hour. So we're really going to have to step it up the latter half of the hour. We're going to have 300, 400 calls come in over the next 30 minutes. The only way that happens is if you call 877-616-2396, 877-616-2396. We've only used up about $40,000 of the $100,000 that we have pooled for this $200 add-on. So we need another $60,000 to come in over the next 30 minutes. We can do this, folks. Rob and I earlier, we did about $75,000 in an hour, but this is the 1 to 2 o'clock hour. Many of you are coming right out of lunch. You're listening. You haven't donated yet. We have the $200 add-on going on. So a lot is moving in our favor, but we've got to have our donors step up and call in 877-616-2396, 877-616-2396. And Rob, really, if we want to be honest, you said let's have a family meeting. In order to bring in 300 to 400 calls over the next 30 minutes, or donations rather, we're going to have probably 100 of them go over to afr.net.
Oh, no doubt about it. So here's what this means. If you're hearing our voice right now, we can't have people saying, I'm going to let somebody else do it. I got to have you. We need you this hour here in the next 30 minutes. That's all we have left. And then we're done. The $200 add-on challenge is done for the Fall Share-a-thon. This is it. And so we've got to have you right now. $200 being added to every gift. We need about 400 calls in the next 30 minutes. We can get there, though, and we're including AFR.net. So if we had 200 calls and 200 at AFR.net, that would get us there. Maybe 300 at AFR.net and 100 calls, whatever it is. 400 gifts in the next 30 minutes is going to help us reach that 750 call or click goal. That's going to keep us on pace to reaching our bigger goal of about $4.3 million, maybe a little bit more than that. 877-616-2396. You don't fund AFR. I don't fund it. It takes all of us together, AFR.net, but it doesn't happen unless we do it together.
Absolutely. Folks, if you donate $150 or more, we're going to send you this 2026 Founders Planner. It's brand new, just in time for the new year, 2026 Founders Planner. It's got all the month calendars broken down. It's got all the federal holidays listed. It's got quotes from my grandfather, Don Wildmon. It's got notes that you can, a notes section where you can take notes, even a place to write down scripture verses. A lot you can do there with this 2026 Founders Planner. So when you call 877-616-2396, 2396. Go ahead and give $150 if you can, and we're going to send you this 2026 Founders Planner. If you give $30 or more a month when you call in, we're going to give you the Founders Planner plus Bert and Alex's brand new book on Bible, end times, and prophecy. It's got 100 Bible questions and answers on end times and prophecy. Both of those things we'll send you if you become a monthly partner at $30 or more a month. The only way to do that, though, is to participate in our share-a-thon. 877-616-2396, 877-616-2396. Some of you can easily pull up that smartphone. Maybe you're not driving, you're sitting somewhere, and you can just pull out your phone and go afr.net in your browser. You can even use Siri and say, hey, afr.net, pull it up, and you can go there and donate. Some of you have probably already got the autofill feature on your phone, so it's going to make it, Rob, if you have autofill, it takes it from a minute or 2 minutes to 1 minute, maybe even 30 seconds on the donation form. So, folks, now is the opportunity. $200 is being added on to every gift. We've got to step up the pace of calls and the pace of donations at afr.net. Here's the number, and here's the URL, 877-616-2396, 877-616-2396. afr.net is that URL.
You know, before I walked in here to join Walker for this hour, I was down in American Family News, did a quick interview with Chris Woodward about just this incredible run-up we've seen in gold prices and the stock market. There's a lot of God's people that are sitting on appreciated assets right now you didn't expect. You didn't expect that stock that you hold to do as well as it has this year. You didn't expect that exchange-traded fund or that mutual fund, and you're sitting on potentially a pretty large taxable gain that could be given to American Family Association. We'll sell it, and then you get 100% of that tax deduction and even more money into circulation in God's economy. Don't miss the opportunity to give from your balance sheet. Now, if you want to give just a cash gift, great. We need those. Most of the gifts we will get, the 15,000 gifts that have already come in the last 2.5 days, have been cash gifts, but don't miss the opportunity for an asset-based gift. Our team is very skilled at helping you with that. They'll tell you exactly how to do it. Here's the number, 877-616-2396. $200 being added to every gift right now, but that's only for the next 26 minutes, and then that's gone until Spring Share-a-thon. If somebody comes in with that same kind of gift, we don't want to take that chance. AFR.net or 877-616-2396.
Folks, the only way that we continue going strong is if folks like you call in right now and donate at 877-616-2396. We're listener supported, folks. We don't get massive government grants or money through different government programs or agencies. Folks, we're listener supported. We rely on people like you all around the country that call in or go online and give $100, $200, $1,000, whatever you can give. We rely on you, and we wouldn't have it any other way. We love the team effort. Yeah. We love the family atmosphere, and we want you to be a part of our work. 877-616-2396, 877-616-2396. We also want you to feel a sense of ownership about American Family Radio, about the broadcasting and the impact that we're having. We want you to be a part of what God is doing. AFR.net is the URL. $200 is being added on to every single gift that comes in over the next 25 minutes. Let's take advantage of it. We've got up to $100,000 pulled together for this hour to use as we're tacking on $200 to every gift. So let's don't leave any of this on the table. Let's maximize our time here. It's the last day. We're going to jump back into regular programming this evening. But while we're here, while we're talking, while we have volunteers and staff members ready to take your call, let's do it. 877-616-2396, AFR.net. Rob, we're pacing along. We're approaching 350 to 400 donations this hour.
All right.
But we've got to keep the momentum going.
Yeah.
We've got 24 minutes left to bring in about 200 to 300 more donations.
All right, we're looking for 300 more donations. Now, that sounds like a lot, but think about this, folks. There's tens of thousands listening to us right now across the country at this very moment. And so we just need 300 of you to say, yeah, I could take 2 minutes here and jump on board, especially on day 3 of our Fall Share-a-thon. and especially during this hour where for the next 24 minutes, $200 is added to every gift of every amount. So if that's you, you can make a second gift, or perhaps you're jumping in for the first time during our Fall Share-a-thon. This is the moment for us to hear from you. One-time gifts, monthly gifts. Perhaps you want to become a Great Commission partner with your monthly gift. We would love that. That would be huge for the ministry. We need you right now. $200 will be added to every gift. 877-616-2396 or AFR.net. And here's the thing. You're not only funding American Family Radio, you're funding every ministry under the AFA banner, right?
Yeah, that's right. American Family News, The Stand Magazine, 1 Million Moms, AFA Action, all of these different divisions and arms of the ministry, you're helping prop up, you're helping continue go strong, and we're impacting culture. We're transforming culture for God's glory. Rob, one measurement we use around here during Share-a-thon to know how many calls we're bringing in is how many calls make it to the third level of backup, all right? So we've got our primary Share-a-thon Central here. We've got about 15 to 18 people taking calls right here in front of us in Share-a-thon Central. We've got a call center as a number 2 option. So if we fill up this room, they bump over to the call center. We've probably got roughly the same amount of people taking calls at the call center, about 15 folks. And then we've got upstairs, we've got our donor support team of about 8 to 10 ladies ready to take your call. If we make it up to the donor support department, that's how we know we're bringing in the calls, Rob. So let's use this as a challenge, folks. Let's make it upstairs. Let's make it to the donor support department. That means we've filled up our first room, our second call center, and then we're on our third tier of talking and filling up the phones lines. Let's do it here. 877-616-2396, 877-616-2396, AFR.net. Rob, yesterday during this hour, you and I sent up about 40 calls upstairs to our donor support department. That means we filled up this room, the call center, and then went upstairs. I think we need to get at least 100 calls upstairs.
Oh, yeah, totally. We've got to get to that third level. Here's the other thing. The IT department is taking a little pride in the fact that, they've built such a great system here that they feel like they have unlimited capacity. Let's stress test that today at AFR.net and see whether they really can handle 200 gifts simultaneously. Here's the number, folks. We're having some fun with it, but now is the moment. During day 3 of Share-a-thon, $200 added to every gift. We got to have you. 877-616-2396, AFR.net.
All right, folks, we're checking the traffic. We're checking the phone lines. Let's maximize all of them. Let's do peak capacity here. 877-616-2396. 877-616-2396. That's the number to call in and donate to our Fall Share-a-thon. It's the last day. $200 is being added on to every gift for this hour. Also, AFR.net. That's the URL. Type in your browser, AFR.net. Donate right there. $200 will be added onto your gift there as well. This is the hour. This is the time. It's our Fall Share-a-thon right now. 877-616-2396.
Hello, everyone. I'm James Dobson of Family Talk, and I want to encourage you to pray for and to support the American Family Association and, of course, the American Family Radio Network. AFA and AFR are unique in their ability to bring news that you won't hear in other places, information that is especially needed as our nation now finds itself in the midst of spiritual, political, and cultural decline. I also want to tell you that I love Don Wildmon and his family and the work they do for the cause of Christ. May God bless you for your participation in the vital work of the American Family Association.
Hi, this is Pam from Victoria, Texas. I just leave it on American Family Radio all day long. It's company to me and very inspirational and encouraging. I do know, and I wanted to say that at times programming changes, and I just wasn't too sure when I heard Todd Herman in the very beginning. I was like, oh, I hope I like this guy. And now I look forward every single day to listen to Todd Herman. And he's just such an inspiration. He's always spot on with what's going on in the world today, but also has an encouraging word at the end of his program. And I appreciate it so much. I appreciate American Family Radio.
It's Share-a-thon on American Family Radio. Call now and partner with AFR at 877-616-2396 or give online at afr.net. It's Share-a-thon on American Family Radio.
Yes, he did. So yes, he can.
Well, folks, I can tell you, Rob can tell you, we can spend hours talking about how God is using American Family Radio. We can talk about personal testimonies we hear as we travel around the country or as we receive calls in to American Family Radio. But, folks, we don't even need to do that because every single break we're playing listener testimonies. These are average, everyday Americans that God is impacting through American Family Radio, and they're calling into us and they're leaving 30-second, 2-minute testimonies about how their marriages are being saved, about how their children are coming back to the faith. All these different testimonies are only available, or rather are only made possible because God is using American Family Radio, and he can use each and every one of you. You can be a warrior in this culture, in this country that we live in, a warrior for Christ, standing bold on your faith and on your convictions. And that's what we do every single day here is we challenge people to be culture transformers. You can be a difference maker just as Don Wildmon was our founder. You can be a Don Wildmon as well. All it takes is you being willing and available for God to use you in your local sphere of influence, in your local church, in your business, wherever your sphere of influence is. God wants to use you to be salt and light. So, folks, that's all we're doing this week. We're challenging you to be salt and light, to make a difference. And the opportunity that we're putting forth just these 3 days is for you to financially come alongside us. Here's the number, 877-616-2396, 877-616-2396. It's our fall share-a-thon. We're a listener-supported broadcast ministry. We're not on the air without you, our financial supporters. Here's the number, 877-616-2396. We have a couple measurements we're trying to reach this hour. Ultimately, we're just trying to get as many of you as possible to go to afr.net and donate or to call 877-616-2396. But we do like, Rob and I, we're numbers guys. We like having a little bit of fun with it. We want to get at least 700 donations this hour. We're almost at 500. We've got 16 minutes left. We can do this, folks. We have the capacity, but it does take you stepping up and calling. 877-616-2396. And if we can have 50 or 100 of you right now, go over to afr.net. Key in your gift, whether it's $5 or $500, whatever you can give, go over to afr.net and donate.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Folks, it's crunch time right now. Day 3 of 3 here at American Family Radio's Fall Share-a-thon. It doesn't happen without you unless you call. And this is an incredible opportunity, this hour in particular, just the next 15 minutes. And this opportunity is going to come and go. 15 minutes from now, it's done. And that is, if you've been waiting to give a gift, you've been busy, you've been listening, this is the moment. And here's why. When you make a gift, no matter the gift size, $200 is going to be added to it for the next 15 minutes. This is a real donor or a group of donors that have said, yeah, we want to pool our money, $100,000 to be used in the 1 o'clock central hour of day 3 of our Fall Share-a-thon. And when the gift comes in, we'll add $200 to it, and we'll keep doing it until you get to $100,000. Well, we're not there yet. Now, we're only at about, what, 80,000? Is that right?
Yes, that's right. We've got about at least 20,000 left to hit this $100,000 goal.
Excellent. So $200 added to every gift for the next $20,000 that comes in, or 15 minutes. And if we get to the end of 15 minutes and the money isn't in, then that gift is not given. Here's the number, 877-616-2396, 877-616-2396. Let's get call center 1 full, call center 2, and then let's roll over to the donor department. Let's get all of those folks on the line, and then a ton of you right now, maybe even more than 100. If you would just quickly go to afr.net and make your best gift $200 will be added there as well.
Yes, we've got thousands of listeners right this second listening. We've got millions of listeners throughout the week.
Yeah.
Roughly 2 million average listeners every day that tune in and out of American Family Radio throughout the day. So we know the numbers are there. We just know statistically speaking, the numbers are there. We're broadcasting in major cities like Dallas, Texas, Houston, Texas, Jacksonville, Florida, Chattanooga, Tennessee, Birmingham, Alabama, Richmond, Virginia. We're about to go on in Des Moines, Iowa. We're covering all of Columbus, Ohio proper. And so the numbers are there. The listeners are there. We just know that for a fact. It's just a matter of how many of you believe in American Family Radio and trust our work so much to call in and donate. And that's what we really need here for these few days is we need some of you to step up. Maybe you've never given to American Family Radio. Maybe you've been listening for 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, and you've just never called in.
Yeah.
Folks, let's use this as an opportunity for some of you to go ahead and step up. And maybe you can only give $10 or $100, but whatever you can do, it's greatly appreciated. It's all going toward the culture transforming work here at American Family Radio and American Family Association. Here's the number, then we'll give out the URL, 877-616-2396, 877-616-2396. If some of you are not driving, you're not distracted, and you can just pull out your smartphone or your tablet, maybe you're sitting at your computer at home on your laptop, and you can just type afr.net in your browser. Let's do that as well. Let's get 100 of you over at afr.net donating. This is our fall share-a-thon. It's the last day, and $200 is being added on to every single gift over the next 12 minutes until 2 p.m. Central, totaling $100,000 for the hour. Let's maximize the $100,000 pool of money that we're using for this challenge, and let's also get at least 700 calls in at 877-616-2396.
You know, I don't want to call anybody out, but at least on that screen I'm looking at, I don't see any Texas gifts. I don't see any Florida gifts.
Good point.
I see a lot of Arkansas. I see some Iowa gifts. I see some Ohio, Mississippi, Michigan. That's great. Probably need to hear from a few more that are listening in Oh, there's one. Dallas, Texas right there.
As you're talking.
Yep, Carol, thank you for your gift. Don't want to miss that. Listen, folks, we need to hear from you nationwide. If you're hearing my voice right now, it's our final day of our fall share-a-thon. There's just a few hours left, and then we're going to return to normal programming. So don't miss it, and especially for the next 11 minutes while $200 is added to every gift. 877-616-2396, AFR.net. Walker, where are we at in terms of the total number of gifts this hour?
Yeah, we're just over 500 calls for the hour, and so we've got to keep up the pace. If we fill up the lines over the next 11 minutes, we can hit this, Rob, but it's going to take a hard push, and it's going to take some of you that are right on the edge of calling, and you're thinking, am I going to call, am I not? Maybe you're thinking, I don't really like talking on the phone. That's why we have AFR.net. But either way, we're just going to have to have some people step up and help us meet this challenge. We need at least 150 to 200 calls over the next 10 to 12 minutes. 877-616-2396.
By the way, you see all those gifts from Texas right there?
I know. It's because you said it. Exactly. So we've had folks come in from Texas. We've got huge coverage in Tennessee and Alabama and Mississippi. We've got a lot of coverage over in Georgia, which is Rob's backyard there. We've got a huge station in Macon, Georgia. And so, folks, let's call in. If you're listening, wherever you are listening, whether you're on the app or on your terrestrial radio, maybe you're at home and you've got your FM radio pulled up, whatever you're listening on, whatever device, let's call in and donate. This is our fall share-a-thon. We need you. We're listener supported, and we're not here without you. 877-616-2396, 877-616-2396. $200 is being added on to every gift for the hour. We've got 10 minutes left in this add-on challenge. $200 is being added on to every gift. So let's fill up the phone lines. Pile on at afr.net, 877-616-2396.
Folks, what an opportunity we have in this moment right now in our culture with so much being happening right now for religious freedom, President Trump, really helping in terms of the SEC and with Federal Communications Commission. We're just seeing a resurgence, especially of young men coming back to church, being open to the gospel, especially in the wake of Charlie Kirk's assassination. We need to step into this moment with the gospel of Jesus Christ, unashamed, proclaiming truth. There's an openness, and we're ready for it. We always have been. But, folks, that means funding. There's a big team here that's doing incredible work in all domains of our culture, in the local church, in the halls of government, in the boardrooms of the biggest corporations in the world, over the airwaves, on the web. It's all happening, and it's all happening because of your support. But we can't assume that's going to continue. So would you take a moment and be a part of those 15,500 people that have already stepped up and said, I'm in the boat with you. Let's do this together. We still need thousands more over the next several hours and even over the next 9 minutes while we can add 200 to your gift. This is a really important time for us to hear from you. So if we could have literally hundreds right now going to afr.net, if we could have you flood the phone calls with 877-616-2396. We're doing it. It's happening because of you, but we're not there yet.
Yeah, there's two goals that Rob and I want to meet this hour. We would love to get 700 donations for the hour. We would also like to maximize and use up this entire $100,000 pool of money that we're using for the add-on challenge. And we're at about $80,000.
Okay.
So we need to bring in about $20,000 over the next 8 minutes. I know that sounds like a lot, but we have thousands of people listening right now, and there may be some of you listening that can call in and say, yeah, I can do $5,000, I can do $2,500. Maybe you can call in and give $10,000. It will help us get this $100,000 used and maximized over the next few minutes. 877-616-2396. Let's not leave any of this $100,000 left on the table at the end of this hour. Let's use it all up, maximize it, and really show our appreciation for these generous donors that have pulled together this money to use for this add-on challenge. 877-616-2396. Greg in Parker, Pennsylvania. Cindy and Bill over in Summit, Mississippi. Marlene in Albert Lee, Minnesota.
Amazing.
And Chris in Decatur, Indiana. We've got other calls coming in from Montana, Arkansas, Iowa, Illinois, Ohio, and Pennsylvania, Franklin, Pennsylvania. Thank you, Byron. All of you who have already called in, we greatly appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you haven't, now is the opportunity. 877-616-2396. We're going to jump back into regular programming this evening, but right now, as you're listening, why not take advantage of this opportunity to donate then have $200 added onto your gift of any amount. 877-616-2396. 877-616-2396. AFR.net is the URL, AFR.net.
Yeah, it's going to happen, folks. You're doing it, and we need to hear from a few more of you. We've still got 6 minutes left in this hour. What does that mean? Well, when this hour is gone, we're going to continue through the end of the day, but the $200 add-on challenge is going to come and go, and if there's any money still left, it's not given. And as Walker said, we're about $83,000 in the door. That means another $17,000 still to go in match money, in challenge money, where in $200 increments it's added to every gift. So let's not leave any of that on the table. If you have the ability to do a gift of any size right now, we could use it here in these next 6 minutes. 877-616-2396. Looking for another 100 of you to engage at afr.net or over the phone, 877-616-2396. Still 5 minutes remaining for this $200 add-on challenge. Gifts of any amount, 200 added to it, and you're going to help us fund this work.
I do want to give a shout out. I just got a text from Jonathan, our director of radio. I do want to give a shout out to Blue Coast Burrito. They're out of Florence, Alabama. Blue Coast Burrito, the great couple there, the owners of that franchise, they drove in and fed all of our team today, Rob. So shout out to Blue Coast Burrito out of Florence, Alabama. If you're in the Florence area, Huntsville, etc., Muscle Shoals, Alabama, that entire area. Go visit Blue Coast Burrito. So we wanted to give them a shout out. And folks, they've
done this for years, haven't they?
Yeah, they've done it. This is their 4th year to do it. There's business owners around the country that donate to American Family Radio. There's mechanics that leave AFR programmed in people's cars so they can hear Christian programming when they pick up their vehicle. And so, folks, there's all kinds of people, all kinds of lives being impacted all around this country. We hear testimonies, firsthand testimonies of marriages being saved, of people coming out of homosexuality and transgenderism being drawn back into God and His design for their lives and how we are designed and created in His image. We get all kinds of testimonies, people who come out of addiction, come out of prison, and God uses AFR and the programming here to draw them close to Him. And so will you be a part of these efforts? We want you to be on our team. We want you to invest in our work. Here's the number, 877-616-2396. We're just over 600 calls for the hour. Let's keep them coming in. 877-616-2396. We need many of you, too, to go to afr.net. This is the only way we're going to finish this hour strong, is if we have about 50 to 100 of you right now visit afr.net on your browser and key in your gift there at afr.net.
Yeah, take your time, but do it in the next 4 minutes, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Take about 30 seconds.
877-616-2396, afr.net. You know, we're wrapping it up here. 3 minutes left in this hour, and then this $200 add-on challenge is going to come and go, and we're done. Now, the programming will continue. Share-a-thon will continue through the end of the day, but we won't be able to add 200 to it. So if you've been thinking about it, you've been on the fence, this is that moment. Go ahead and jump in. If you start your phone call before the end of the hour, we can count it.
Yes.
All right, so if you pick up your phone right now and call 877-616-2396, or if you begin that form, get on afr.net, click Donate Now, start that form. The whole thing's only going to take you 2 minutes, but if you're in the process before the top of the hour, we're able to take advantage of this generous gift given by some donors that allows us to add 200 to it. Folks, thank you. Almost 16,000 of you that have already supported this work just in the last couple of days. We're so grateful. Looking for thousands more between now and the end of our fall share.
Rob, we're at $97,000 for the hour. $3,000 away from maximizing this $100,000 add-on challenge fund. Folks, I know there's one of you right now that can call in and give $3,000. Put us over the finish line for this hour. Now, we have a couple hours left of Share-a-thon, but for this hour, there's a minute and a half left. There's at least one of you out there that can call in right now and give a $3,000, $5,000, or $10,000 donation.
That's right.
877-616-2396. We're right on the precipice of hitting $100,000 for the hour. That's what we need to do. 877-616-2396. Let's get all of the phones ringing. 877-616-2396, afr.net. Thanks, Rob.
Thanks. Great to be with you, Walker.
All right, folks. Rob West, Walker Wildmon. We've been with you the last 3 days. God bless you to everyone who has called in. Hey, but we got 4 hours left of this Share-a-thon. Let's don't stop. 877-616-2396. We need you. We couldn't do it without you. We're listener supported. Go to afr.net, afr.net.
Faith, family, freedom. American Family Radio.